Hello students, welcome. In this lecture, you will see surface defects and the volume defects. Surface defects are the two-dimensional defects and volume defects are the three-dimensional defects. So surface defects are a region where there is a distortion and which has minimum thickness as compared to the two-dimensional surface. There are some types of surface defects called as free surface, grain boundaries, twin boundaries and stacking faults. These defects generally divide the material with two crystal structure or two crystallographic orientation. So you have to remember this. This generally divides material with two different crystal structures and or two different crystallographic orientation. The first defect is the free surface. It is also known as external surface. This is formed due to the growth of crystal and almost the top surface of the crystal is free, that is no atom is attached to the top surface of the crystal. That's why it is called as surface defects. Every material in the world has free surface and that is a kind of defects. Even liquids also have this kind of defects. So you can see here, this is a top surface of a material. Here we have this is surface. Here we have broken bonds. These partially bonded or partially broken bonds we call as a dangling bonds. This is the interior of the crystal. Second type of defect is called as a grain boundary. These defects divide a crystallographic orientation with one another. For example, you can see here, this is grain number 1, this is grain number 2, this is grain number 3. There is a boundary in between these grains. So this boundary is a defect. This forms due to the vacancies, impurity in the material, and this segregates two grains with each other. Now if you see the orientation of these grains, it will have some angle mismatch. For example, if you see the orientation of grain number 1, the orientation will look like this. Now if you see the orientation of grain number 2, this orientation is this. So there is a finite mismatch between these two, or there is a finite angle between these two. That angle we call as a angle of misorientation. There are two types of grain boundaries. One is called as low angle grain boundary and one is called as high angle grain boundary. If the misorientation angle, that is the angle between orientation of two grains, is less than 10 degrees, it is called as low angle grain boundary. If the misorientation angle is more than 10 degrees, it we call as high angle grain boundaries. So due to this orientation difference or due to this misalignment of the grains, we can find out the angle between these grains. So here theta is the angle of misorientation, B is the Burgers vector and H is the height between two dislocations. So we can find out the angle between misorientation by using this formula, that is theta equal to B by H. So if you know the Burgers vector, if you know the angle between two dislocations, we can always find out the theta, that is angle of misorientation. Here is the image of misorientation angle. The angle is here is 30 degree. So 13 degree means that it is high angle grain boundary. This variation is shown with the temperature, and with temperature there is no change in the Mees orientation angle till 28.1. After 28.1 the boundary get dissolved and it become amorphous in nature due to some reactions. Third kind of defect is called as twin defect. As you know that twin is the identical mirroring of two objects. So if you say twin, it means that two objects are identical in nature or they are mirror image of each other, right? So in the similar way, if we have a boundary between a row of atoms for few interatomic distances, that we call as a twin boundary. These boundaries are formed due to the low stress during the plastic deformation. It means that the stress is not sufficient to move a row of atom and it displaced by few interatomic distances. Here is the example of twin boundary. We have a perfect crystal or we have a row of atom. This is shown by this dotted line. After application of shear stress, this perfect row of atom displays little bit, and now this region and this region are identical to each other, and this we call as twins. So there is a small boundary between this we call as twin boundary. This movement of atoms or shifting of atoms is occur along a particular direction that we call as twinning direction, and the planes which are moving by the shear force or the shear stress we call as twinning planes. Here you can see the atomic image of twin boundary. The resolution or the scale here is only 3 nanometer, so you can see each and every atom. The twin boundary is shown here by a red color. So here we have a small twin boundary, and this is a perfect row of atoms. There is small twin boundary, again there is perfect row of atoms. It is shown in the schematic as shown here. So this is perfect row of atoms, this is displaced due to the shear stress, and this is again perfect row of atoms. Remember that twin boundaries are having a few interatomic distance. Twin boundary forms over a few interatomic distance. The next kind of defects is the stacking fault. As soon as I say fault is a kind of mistake, and stacking means there is a mistake in the stacking sequence of the atomic layer. As we know that if we take the example of HCP or if we take the example of FCC, HCP will form by a layer of atoms such as AB, 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 and FCC will form layer of atoms such as ABC, ABC, and ABC, and so on. So if any of the row of atoms is missing or any of the plane of atom is missing, that we call as a stacking fault. For example, here if we have a FCC, ABC, ABC, ABC structure, if A is missing here, we can call as a stacking fault in FCC. There are two types of stacking faults. One is called as intrinsic fault, one is called as extrinsic fault. So the difference in these two is, in the intrinsic there is a missing plane of atoms. If the missing plane of atoms is found in the micrograph, that we call as intrinsic stacking fault. Here in the example you can see that this is ABC, ABC structure, and here C is missing. So this is intrinsic stacking fault. In extrinsic stacking fault, there is an addition of extra plane with a sequence. So if there is addition of extra plane, that we call as extrinsic stacking fault. The example here again, FCC, we have ABC, 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 this is uniform structure. If we added extra C here, if extra C is observed during a microstructure observation, that we call as extrinsic stacking fault. Here in this figure you can see ABC, ABC, ABC sequence is there, and in between A and B there is extra C. So if it is extra, that we call as extrinsic. We can observe the microstructure by using scanning electron microscope or transmission electron microscope. So if you take this example of FCC, FCC, SCP and SCP layers, we can observe here that here we have a layer of atom extra in between. So stacking fault is this layer of atom, that is ABC, ABC, and this ABC and C is here extra. This is extrinsic stacking fault. And if you look under a scanning electron microscope, you can see the stacking fault also. In the three-dimensional defects, those also called as bugged defect or volume defect, here we have different types of defects such as precipitate. If we add a carbon precipitate into the iron or into the steel, this we called as a bulk defect or volume defects. Voids is a free space between two materials, that is also kind of a volume defects. Pores, you can observe pore here, this is a kind of pore. Pores or porosity is also a three-dimensional defects. Inclusion means addition of foreign material. You can see inclusions here. This is one type of material and another type of material is shown here in the red color circles. Here this is kind of inclusion in the host material, and of course the cracks. Cracks are also kind of three-dimensional defects.